Alright guys, Sarge here. Today we're going to do a little bit of testing of some various fire starters. Now I did this before, didn't really like how the footage came out. I thought I'd get out here and shoot it again for you. So I've got several that I'm going to show you, but let's spin the camera here and kind of show you what I got the setup for. Alright guys, we've got our fire pit here and a little piece of palm bark that we're going to work off of. We're going to put our kindling or our fire starter in there, and then we're going to work off of our tinder. And then when you're setting up for your fire, it's kind of helpful if you get set up by sizes. So you've got more kindling over there, and you've got your arm size pieces there, and then you've got your big logs. That's what you're going to put on to get it going for a long period of time. I'm going to be here for a few days. We're supposed to get some really cold weather. I got a little bit of firewood there with me too. So hopefully this lasts me a couple days. We'll see how it goes, but it's supposed to be pretty cold. So I might be having to gather some more before the weekend's out. All right, first one here is kind of working with some unnatural materials or man-made materials. Obviously, we've got some shredded paper here. We've got a 9-volt battery, which you might be able to find lying around outside in the trash. This one's pretty drained. We'll see what it's got left for energy. I'm gonna show you just a little survival hack here that I learned somewhere along the way. At this point, I don't even remember. Then we got a little bit of steel wool, and we're just gonna kind of make that a little bit longer. There we go. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna touch one side of it. You can see already there it's sparking up. And that side there. Whoops. Well, let's see if we can work right off of that. That, I think if I worked with that a little bit more, I probably could have got that going. Now we're gonna try, this is the Mora Fire Companion, and we're gonna try, this is a, like one of those esbit tabs. I don't remember if this one here was actually esbit or one of the knockoff brands. It doesn't really matter, but this is one of those like heat tabs that you would use on one of your, you know, like those little camp stoves. Obviously that's going to work pretty good. Once that catches, that's going to go. All right, and that's going to give me a few minutes to get my, here to get my kindling going. So we're going to start just a couple little layers. Just kind of get a little flame going. Now there's different ways that you can build up your fire. Obviously, I had to learn a bunch of different ways when I was in the Boy Scouts. Log cabin method, TP method. I'm gonna show you here what I like to do. Basically, I just try to, you wanna layer it, see, so there's plenty of room to breathe. For fire to work, you've gotta have fuel, which is the wood, sticks, and the fuel tab. You've gotta have heat, which we have now. You have to have oxygen. When we were in Scouts, a lot of the Scouts, when they were learning how to do this, they get so enthusiastic that they would actually smother it. So you don't want to do that. You just want to kind of get it going, slowly feeding it. One of the things that we learned was really only one person should be working the fire. Everybody's excited about fire, especially when you're young. See that? I almost smothered it. We just want to give it a little bit of breathing room there. Everybody's excited about it and everybody wants to participate, but really you should only have one person working the fire. It'll work much better. But that should be all that they're doing. All right, so we got our kindling going here. Now we're gonna start to add a couple of the bigger pieces of wood. And the key here really is we're just gonna do it slow. You wanna get this going, but you don't wanna kill it. You don't wanna smother it in the process of it. And see how I'm just kind of crisscrossing it. All right, just kind of creating some space, let it breathe. Just keep feeding that thing. You're slowly gonna start adding some more pieces. And again, we're just crisscrossing here. See how I'm doing that? All right, and then I'm gonna let that go for a little bit, and we'll add a couple more of the big ones. We'll just keep adding to this. All right, and that's been going for about 5 minutes now. We're gonna go ahead and start adding a couple bigger logs here just so we can really get this going. I need to cook my meal before it gets dark. All right, let's go ahead and get that one on there. And again, see how I didn't smother that, creating room for it to breathe. You know what, I'm gonna add just a couple more over here just so I can even out, because that's gonna be the cooking space that folds over there. I wanna put a little bit more fuel over on that side. And like I said, it's gonna be cold this weekend at nighttime. It's not bad now. It's supposed to get down to like 40 and even 38. I think tomorrow night said 38. So my tent is over there. All right, guys, I got to get this meal going before I lose my daylight. Yeah, I've got should be okay for tonight. I've got a 0-degree bag. My experience though is those really aren't like whatever they say they're rated for. You need to add probably, I think I've said 30 degrees. It's probably more realistically like you need to add 15 degrees on it. So it'll be a little bit chilly in there, but I'll be all right. I'll check in later on and let you know how it did. Stay tuned. We're going to do some more fire starting with this video. All right, good morning. So it's a little bit cold. Welcome back to Fun with Fire Part 2. So behind you can see me, the remnants of my fire. And it was a little bit cold last night in the tent. We actually hit 40 degrees, and tonight it's supposed to be 38 degrees. So I suppose as close as it gets to winter camping here in South Carolina. I haven't done that since I was a lot younger. These old bones are tired and sore. And I don't know if you guys can hear that on the... We got a couple woodpeckers here. That was my alarm clock this morning. So I woke up and the first thing I thought was, dang, it's cold. I gotta get this fire going. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. Sometimes when you've got some coals left over from the night before like that, you can get a fire going without any matches. So before we do that though, let's take a look at how much wood I used up last night just staying warm. Hang on one second. All right, so you guys remember I showed you what I started with. Still got some kindling left there. A lot of my big logs are gone. Still got a couple big logs. I got all that kindling I can work with. My medium-sized ones over here are gone. And a little bit more kindling. So I'm gonna have to pick up some more medium-sized logs and bigger logs for tonight, for sure. All right, now before I do this, I don't know if it's gonna work this time or not. It usually works, but what you're gonna do is if you got some good hot coals going there, we're gonna blow on that first. You wanna have your tinder bundle ready, in which case pine needles is what we're gonna try right now, and you wanna have your kindling going because you wanna get this going as fast as you can. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Sorry about the camera move. Wanna get that a little bit hot, watch out for those ashes. Too much. Uh-oh, did I just smother it? Oh, maybe. I might have a chance here. Come on, baby. Saw a flame for a second. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Oh. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right, now we're gonna get a little kindling going well before we lose that. All right, guys, I gotta get to work on that before I lose it. Stay tuned. All right, folks, let's keep going here. Let's try a few other fire starters. This here is just some bushcraft shavings and a little feather stick. All right, next up, see if anyone recognizes that. What is that? That is a cattail, and if you break apart, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's give that a try. Let's just take a big hunk there, why not? Why not? Whoa, check that out. All right, pros, that caught a spark really quick. Cons, it burned really quick too. Wow. All right, so we know that works, but it's not gonna, you're gonna need probably that whole piece to get that going. Wow. Look at that. So you'd have to get your kindling on there really quick. And this might be one of those times where you kind of set up your fire in advance for something like that, because you're gonna have to catch it quick. Or you're gonna use a bunch of cattails, either way. Cool. Okay, next up is just a regular old cotton ball that's not got Vaseline on it or anything like that. That caught pretty quick. That burns for quite a bit longer there than the cattail, so good to know. All right, that worked pretty good. Then the next one is, I usually keep in my keychain a little piece of cotton ball, but this one has Vaseline on it. I think that will make it burn slower. Let's check it out. Sticky. Almost had it. There we go. So that should burn slower. Might have actually. That's interesting. It might have too much Vaseline on it. Well, you know what? The next time we do this experiment, because I'm going to want another crack at that 9-volt trick. The next time we have this, do this experiment, I'm going to try to do a little bit less of the Vaseline and see how that does. All right, cool. Okay, next one is just a little lint from the dryer. There we go. And that's burning fairly slow. That's, I mean, it's doable. It's faster than the cotton ball, but slower than the cattail, so that's doable. You could definitely get your kindling going before that burns out. I got one more for you. All right, last one, and this is the bee's knees, if you ask me. These are the little fire plugs that you can get from Wazoo Survival Gear, and you just kind of, they're waterproof to a certain extent. You just kind of twist them off. Last time I used half of one, and it burned for like, I think over 5 minutes. So let's just give this a try. We're just gonna fluff this up a little bit. And like the waxed cotton ball, it's a little bit, or the Vaseline cotton ball, it's a little bit sticky. It's very tightly wound, but yeah, see, it only took 2. Yeah, this is why I love these. You can get them wet and they're still gonna work, and it catches a spark so easy. Look at that. That's gonna burn for a pretty long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my kindling going and get this fire going now.